Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Denise. Today is Saturday and it's kind of a hodgepodge day. It is snowy outside in Colorado on April 22nd, so I'm home. I'm getting a lot of reselling tasks done today, so I'm just gonna bring you along for the ride. What's funny, when I went to start this video, I had someone ask me about the length of a Lululemon skirt, and someone asked me yesterday, so I pulled out all the stuff to take photos of it, and I'm gonna show you those photos. Talk about the true life of a reseller here. You're in the middle of a task, aka shooting a YouTube video, you get an alert. Someone wants the length of a skirt, so here I am. Time to address this issue. Today we are gonna do some fun things. So I have a small thrift haul I'd like to share. I'm gonna photograph some of those items. I need to desperately organize my shoe bins because they are about half empty and I have shoes in various other places that I would like to consolidate all into my shoe bins. So we will venture out into the lovely garage. I also want to share a dress cleaning video that I shared on Instagram, and I'm also going to pull some sales. It's Saturday and I'm going to share what's been selling. Sales have been very strong. In the month of April, I have sold something every single day, which has never, ever, ever, ever happened to me since I've been reselling. I started in July of 2021. Yeah, I started in July of 2021, so I have never had a month where I sold something every day. It is actually very exciting. Let's get started. Do you love wearing linen but don't feel like ironing it or steaming it? Here's a quick tip to get some of those wrinkles out. Grab some ice. Head into your laundry room, throw the ice in the dryer, throw the article of clothing in the dryer, turn it on for, I don't know, 5 minutes, take it out of the dryer, put it on, and voila. Okay, let's get started with this thrift haul. First up is a pair of men's shorts. The brand is called The Future is on Mars. They just looked interesting to me, and of course they had the tag that catches my attention, which is just tacked in the four corners. They have the branding on the shorts. They're a patchwork look, and I just thought they were super cool, so I picked them up. Comps actually look pretty decent. I think they were $6.99. The next item I picked up is, one of my reseller fan favorites. This is Abercrombie & Fitch, the 90s straight ultra high rise in a size 14. Most importantly, Curve Love. Curve Love is where it's at in the Abercrombie market. Basically, they make the waist smaller and a little bit roomier in the hips, which is such a great move. I love picking up these jeans. I would have never given Abercrombie a second look when I first started reselling, and now I never pass it up. Obviously style dependent, but that is my favorite style to pick up. The next item I picked up is really not that exciting. It's just a Patagonia swim shirt. It's got the built-in sunscreen kind of barrier. No big deal. This was $3.99. I expected to sell for $18 or $20. This I picked up, and I have overlooked this brand for quite some time, but it's super soft material. It's almost like I would love to keep this dress. The tag on this is J. McLaughlin, and it's funny, someone I follow on Instagram talks about how these sell really quickly for her, have a fast sell-through rate, and I think about all the times I've passed over J. McLaughlin. I want to say that that was 30% off, so I got it for $6.99. So I thought I would take a chance and see. This I just recently cleaned and I got at the bins. It's just a Clash t-shirt, but I would like to share the brand on this, which is Trunk Limited. A lot of the times they make limited edition concert or band t-shirts, and I have sold one Doors one before and it sold super quickly. This next item I picked up is just an Athleta bra. Believe it or not, this is a medium and it's got really great support built into it. It was $2.99 and I thought I am going for that. This is a funny pickup. It's a jersey knit kind of blazer. It is Armani Exchange. I did get this for half price and I just haven't posted it yet. I have a love-hate relationship with black. It's got some really cool detailing. I actually love the fact that it is a jersey material instead of a more rigid blazer. I don't know if I'm actually gonna sell this, not because I'm gonna keep it, but I couldn't leave it behind. I got this at the bins as well. I have some stragglers from the bins in here because I've already posted my best things that I picked up at the bins. But for those of you who are maybe a little bit older, like me, this was a very popular brand when I was a teenager, which is Venezia, and it was sold at the Limited. These are a fun one. These were a $5 pickup, and I do love, I would call LL Bean a bread and butter brand for me. Not a very high sales price. Sometimes $35, $40 can go down to $20, $25. I do find though that people seek out LL Bean. These are just the relaxed fit jeans. They call this style the double L, and I picked it up, of course, because of this awesome lining. That's like a flannel lining in the jeans, and I just think it's so cute. This is a random pickup. This is like a primitive topper. It is embroidered and it would be considered kind of indigo. It's got some bells in the buttons. I do love picking up unique items like that are embroidered, have sort of patchwork vibes to them. And I believe that piece probably is from Vietnam or some part of Asia. I don't think it's antique, but it's definitely vintage. This is a really basic aloe tank top. So there is no size on this, but I picked it up anyway. I will probably put it on to get a sense of what the size is because I know my fit for aloe. I'm assuming it's a small. There's the aloe logo. I love picking up aloe, and if I can find it at the bins, then it's definitely a double win there. This next item is super cool, and it turns out I found comps for this on Revolve, which kind of shocked me. But this is a Hudson Bay pajama set, and Hudson Bay really made these wool vintage blankets very popular in this style. Pendleton has come along and copied the style, but Hudson Bay is the original. I'm going to show you this tag. I mean, what a cool find. And you know, pajamas, 2 pieces for $5, which is my favorite, but since I found those on Revolve, I'm gonna price those closer to maybe $50, $55. Okay, so I have never picked up Harley Davidson, but I always see people picking up Harley Davidson t-shirts and jackets and various things. I personally am just not really drawn to Harley Davidson, but These I could not pass on. These are vintage Harley Davidson leather pants, and they say Harley right on the back pocket. I discovered that they are from the 90s and they sell for over $100. We'll see what I post them for. This shirt had a very cool style to it. It's kind of a dolman sleeve. It's very soft cotton, like a flannel plaid. So the name on this is Umi 908, and it turns out that this is made in Japan, and it's a pretty high-end Japanese company. Little confession, I am probably gonna try that on and see if I wanna keep it for myself, which I sometimes have the habit of doing. That is so cool. The only hesitation I would have is that I don't love a 3/4 length sleeve, so I'm curious to see how it'll fit. Let's see. I will admit, it is super fun. Oh, I love this bat wing kind of sleeve. It is really soft. It actually has pockets, I think. No. Take that back, no pockets. It's just the way the sleeve hits the arm. Oh, this is like so comfy and casual. It has amazing comps, just the brand in general. I didn't find this specific shirt, but looking like it's probably gonna stay in my personal closet and will eventually move into the posh closet. Okay, next up is this really sweet, it's kind of a calico print Ralph Lauren dress. It is cotton, and I just totally dug the styling on this. This was half price. I got that for $4. I also picked up a Lululemon. I believe this is the Energy. It's got the very, very strappy back, but what caught my attention obviously was the butterfly design on this. I love finding Lulu bras that have really fun prints. Just in case you don't know, on the left side of the inside of the bra, you will typically find the size tag. Let's see if I can zoom that in. That is a size 6. It's really hard to pick up. So that's where you can find it. In men's shorts, it's actually in the right pocket, and there's usually a little pocket inside the pocket, and if you turn open the inside of the pocket inside the pocket, you should find the information. This next item is a new brand to me. The tag on it is Margaret O'Leary. I am, as many of you know, just a gauze cotton fanatic. This is just a t-shirt dress, and it does have a belt with it. I love the color of this, and will also probably try that on as well before I decide to list it. Next up is Sail to Sable. The comps on this were great. There's the label. It is kind of has like a glittery gold sparkly thread to it on the detail around the neckline. It's a really beautiful fabric. It has a little bit of stretch to it, but it's a substantial cotton fabric that you can tell just really feels like it would be super flattering. I loved the color of this. Comps on this brand are really great. I had never heard of it before. I also picked up another pair of jeans. These are just Pilcrow. This is the, well, it's funny. I would say this is the new label, but now I'm thinking it does say and the letterpress, but it's like sewn out. That's the way, this is the generation of that label, so maybe it's transitional. What I thought was cool about these was the design. I find that Pilcrow jeans, with their unique nature, no matter what the bottom of them looks like or the cool design, that they sell really well for me. Pilcrow is an Anthropology line. I also picked up these Freebird by Steven. These are booties, but they are a peep toe, so they're a sandal style. They zip in the back and have lovely leather. I have been finding lots of Freebird lately, and this is what the tag looks like on the inside. The soles are almost always leather, and the leather on this looks kind of distressed, but that is really the Freebird vibe. Even when you buy them brand new in the store, they have some sort of distressing to them. So I definitely didn't hesitate to pick these up, even though they look worn. That's typically the look of Freebird. Last clothing item that I picked up this week was just this Patagonia pullover. It is very soft. You know, I would not call this fleece. I'm not sure what it is. It feels like it might be like a wool blend. It is polyester and recycled wool. Interesting. I liked the colorway of it. I don't think I'm trying it on, but I do love the natural color. I feel like the natural color in Patagonia pullovers are selling really well. I did pick up a pair of kids' shoes. I do sell kids' shoes pretty frequently if I find the right brands and styles. These are classic Doc Martens, and they're in really good shape. They're a youth size 3. It's funny, one of my favorite honey holes, they had a whole donation box of stuff from Barnes & Noble, and it was calendars. So Barnes & Noble must have said, okay, first quarter's over, get the calendars out. So they donated them, and I picked up this Moleskine planner calendar, and it's really cool. It has all of these like places where you can put monthly goals, and it has all different pages in it. So I thought, okay, for $3 I'm picking this up. And many of you know, if you watch my videos, I use washi tape when I ship out my items, and I thought it was really fun. This is the first time I have actually sourced washi tape from a thrift store, and it's a nice wide washi tape, and I actually tore some off and tested it to see how well the stickiness was, because that is one of the things that I have found. If you buy washi tape and it's cheap, sometimes it comes at a price. It doesn't stick very well. So that was my thrift haul. I will put on the screen what my totals were, what I anticipate I will sell these items for, and what my potential profit is. Next up, I do not have a dedicated photo space, so I sometimes, when there's natural light, use this space right here, and I'm going to show you how I set it up. I like to bring some light from the left, and I have a door here on my right, and items that I always have on hand when I'm photographing. One is a tape measure. I always do at minimum pit to pit length. I do rise on pants, waist on pants, and inseam. And if it is a flare or bell bottom, I actually take the measurement of the bottom of the leg as well. Keep a pair of scissors handy in case I need to trim any threads. And this was my trusty lint remover pillar, but I have discovered this guy and way bigger on Amazon, and I am loving it. Of course, I always have a lint roller, and lately I've also been using this tool. I'll just try anything I possibly can to make items look as good as they can. And those are some of the items I always have right next to me when I'm photographing, so I don't have to go around looking. This is a tour of my shoe collection and sort of all the places it's scattered. My ideal preference is for all of my shoes to fit in these 3 bins, not including my boots, which have their own bin. I mean, some of them are knee-high boots, so boots are out of the category. Athletic shoes, pumps, dance goes, Rothy's, Hoka's, you name it. I'm gonna be working on organizing all of these shoes. I like to kind of categorize them. I like to have sneakers over here. I like to have kind of ballet flats here. I like to have heels in here, and where the other things fall in, I'm not quite sure. I may need that 4th shoe bin, and that's totally fine. I have the storage space for it, but this is the glamorous part of reselling, isn't it? So, okay, before I get started, I need to confess, I bought a little floor tripod that is very easy to move around. It folds down to about 12 inches. It's actually fabulous. It sometimes falls over very easily. But this woman is a 5'11", and so when I have the tripod at its maximum capacity and I'm trying to shoot sort of across from me and I'm standing up, it shoots from about here down. So I have taped the tripod onto a stool, and so that's why you're getting a bird's eye perspective of what I'm about to do, because really it's about this part. It's about the organizing. Like, what am I gonna do with these shoes? I am gonna probably cut this down to a few minutes, but I'm assuming it's gonna take me quite some time to accomplish this task, probably an hour. So let's get started and see how this goes. The first thing is I have the bags that I can reuse from shoes that I have sold. So what I would like to do is take a look at what isn't in bags and actually pull those out of the bins. So I have some wool clogs. I have some Free People leather sandals. I have some Adidas. And I have more plastic bags. I have a pair of Echoes. So I moved to storing my shoes in these gallon size bags from Target simply because shoes that are new and unmarked can get marks and scuffs and scrapes in storage, and that's like the worst feeling ever when you're selling something that is new and it gets scuffed by, say, a black sole or a shoe that isn't as clean. So I like to store my shoes in bags, and that is the reasoning behind using these bags. Example, white sneakers that I don't want to wash again. But I will say, see how this is? It's wider at the top and skinnier at the bottom. I actually prefer to sort of do that style where I will put the shoe in heel first, and then I will put the shoe in toe first. And that way, when it's being stored, it's kind of being protected from being smushed. I mean, trying the best I can. And then it also kind of makes it an equal size, and it doesn't make it bulkier on one end than the other. I am not going to be putting sneakers in this bin, so I'm taking these out of here. Here's a pair of flip-flops. Those probably don't have to be in a bag. We'll see how many bags I have. So here's a pair of Allegrias, and these are so kind of chunky and bulky that I like to just store them right side up, right in this bin. I have a pair of Saludos. They're cute espadrilles that are embroidered, and so I'm just gonna do one of these. A lot of these shoes, if they're bigger than a size 8, you're not gonna be able to zip the top, so I'm okay with that. I'm not overly concerned about them getting dirty where I store them. A lot of these shoes are like new, so I really want to take care of storing them as best as I can so they don't incur more damage in storage. I will say something like a Nubuck Dansko shows every mark, and so I just put in the listing has scuffs, marks, blah blah blah, and then when it's in storage, if something does get a little nick or scrape to it, I don't get as worried about the condition. So I'm going to try to get heels, slides, anything with a big chunky sole, including Danskos in this middle bin. I'm going to get regular shoes and sandals in this bin, and over here I'm going to try to get all of my sneakers. That is my goal. I do have an overflow bin. We'll see what happens when it comes down to it. So at the moment, I am just going to focus on sneakers. Look at these sneakers, they're so cool. Anthropologie Japan, and these are called, I think, Mountain Flower Mountain. Oh my gosh, I desperately wanted these to be in my size. That I just sold these sneakers yesterday to someone who sent me a $75 offer, and then their credit card was declined and they ghosted me. So I've blocked them. I also left a little message on their account saying, not cool, not cool. Just reply to me and say, you know, I've decided I'm not going to take the sneakers, instead of having me wait 24 hours for someone's payment to just not appear when I'm out shipping, when I'm trying to contact the buyer. You know, usually when that happens, people are very responsive, and this person just was not responsive. And I just thought, well, I don't think this is going to end up in a sale, and it turns out it did not end up in a sale. I have lots of shoe stories. So I have these Bowden shoes, and they are brand new. They've never been worn. There are no signs of wear on these shoes, and they are current on the Bowden website. I recently had a buyer in the last few days message me on the listing and say, hey, these are on sale on the Bowden website. That's why my offer is so low. So these are $150 shoes. They're marked down to $120 on the Bowden website, and I was selling them for $112. I do have them for $99 now. I had them for $112, which is still below what the market value is of these shoes, and I'm not a retailer, so I usually always price at least 25% off of something that's new. So she says, that's why my offer's a little bit low. Can anyone take a guess as to what her offer was? Well, her offer was $50. I'm like, well, maybe you should go buy them on sale for $120 then, if you really want them. Because no, I'm not selling these to you for $50. So that's the kind of fun thing that we sometimes get to entertain with people when they just think, the person said, oh, well, I'd rather support you than a company, and I'd rather support you by offering 60% off, and then Posh takes 20% of that. So it would make no sense for me to sell a pair of brand new shoes to someone and make like $30 that I'm hoping to sell for $100. So I don't know about you, but shoes are one of my best selling categories, and I really have grown a lot as far as the types of shoes I source, and I really kind of take pride in my cleaning repertoire, and I just like, actually really, I do enjoy selling shoes. I like photographing shoes, and I have found numerous ways to care for shoes. One of my favorite things is actually the Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. I don't know if you've ever used this, but it is really the best weapon, especially in Colorado, for parched leather shoes. Okay, so my heel bins and my sneaker bins are looking really good. So that means I've got a lot of real estate that's going to be going into this bin. I'm thinking I'm going to go ballet flats, and then I'm going to go sandals in the additional bin. So I'm going to pull these 2 pairs of sandals out of here, and I'm going to focus on just getting flats into this bin right here. Here's another pair of Rothy's. This is the loafer style. This is the rounded toe style, and this is the point. Those are the main styles of Rothy's. They also make shoes and driving moccasins. I love sourcing Rothy's. I actually love wearing Rothy's. I have a pair on right now that are blue and white. They have pink accents, which is totally so me. I have 2 pairs of Miu Miu ballet flats that I scored at the bins. You know, sometimes I have these moments at the bins where I just feel like I'm never going to get shoes because I'm not elbowing people and standing in line and competing to, you know, be right up front in the bins for the first round. And then I find things like Miu Miu ballet flats. Let me show you the tag. I find things like Miu Miu ballet flats. Now, granted, these have been well worn, and I noted that. I'm selling them for $100 for 2 pairs because they're the same size. I also just recently found a pair of Teaks after people had gone through the bins. So patience is a virtue at the bins. That's what I would like to say. Patience is a virtue. And, you know, dedication. Dedication is a virtue at the bins. Now here is the all-bird version of Rothy's, I would call them. I have sold 1 pair of these. I'm surprised these haven't sold yet, but I forget what they're called, but Allbirds are wool shoes. I have a couple pairs of SAS shoes, and these are made in the USA. These are comfort shoes, and would I recommend buying those? No, but they were like $2 at the Goodwill on clearance, and so they're leather, they're made in the USA, and they're comfort shoes. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy them. Leave it to me, right? Here's a pair of heels that aren't going to fit going in this way, so I'm simply gonna put them in the bag because these are gorgeous Jill Sanders shoes. I mean, just look at the leather of that. Oh, these are beautiful. It's looking like I don't have perfect storage for all of my bins, but I can have a few shoes just sitting on top, which is what I am choosing to do. These are pretty big Danskos, and I also have a pair of Fry heels that are going to be on top of all the heels. It's okay because I have a lot of room on my shelf, so I will have 1 layer of shoes on top, like not my ideal. But let's get into the sandals, and then I will see how much room I have in there. I may be able to overflow some of these shoes that were on the top into the sandal bin. It is looking like there is potential for me to store those extra shoes over here in this bin, in the sandals bin. So that's what I'm going to do, which is very exciting. Then I won't have as much overflow. And the only thing is I have to remember, hey, the blue Bowdens are in the sandal bin. for, hey, your Rothies in the box are in the sandal bin. Now, I will show you. This is what my flat shoe bin looks like, and I don't have to have any on top. This is my sandal bin. This is my sneaker bin. And then I have heels, and that's it. I'm done organizing shoes. Yay! See, fortunately, I have a little bit of real estate here for shoes to poke out. Oh, that feels like probably my biggest accomplishment of the day is getting these shoes organized, because it is stressful when you sell a pair of shoes and you have to look in various places for them, and now I know where they are. I had a few sales I wanted to pull, and I sold a pair of men's Lululemon shorts. I sold a Dead & Company t-shirt. You know, their big announcement came out that this is their last tour. This shirt was my daughter's, and so it's had some wear. I also sold a men's shirt. So I will say, I actually had that Grateful Dead shirt in my closet as men's, I think. Or I had it stored in the men's bin anyway. And then I just sold a Todd Snyder button down, which will probably all be in my Ship With Me video on Monday. But look at this. It's like men's, potentially men's, unisex. Okay, so I have about 750 items in my closet. So I have about 600 women's items in my closet, about 80 men's items in my closet, and then I have a few home good items and a few kids items, like less than 20 on both of those other categories. And so I can't believe the percentage of men's clothes that I sell, considering I only have 100 or 80 men's items in my closet, which makes me really want to pick up on the men's side of things. I do. Okay, I'm closing out this video. Thank you for joining me in some reseller day in the life of a reseller. When it's snowing out and they don't want to leave the house, what kind of tasks do we do? What are we tasked with? What are we motivated to do? You know, it really took me getting through tax season to get some things organized. I currently have a big bin of stuff. So what I do is, after I photograph, I put all of the items that I've photographed and posted in a bin, and I don't put them in bags. And then the next step is I sit in front of the TV and I bag them up. And then the last step is I take all the items that are bagged and I put them in my actual inventory bins. Now, I am a categorized bin inventory person. So I have my skirts together. I have 4 bins of dresses. I have shirts together. That's how I organize things, because I don't have over 1,000 items, and so it's easy for me. If I had a much bigger closet, I would have to reconsider my inventory process. So let me just show you quickly what the bin looks like. And believe it or not, there's a little bit of a hodgepodge here. So this is the bin, and these are items that I just posted in the last few days, and so they're not bagged yet. And then all the rest of this bin are items that I have just posted, but I have not put away in my inventory yet. And one of my favorite things is to sell things out of that bin before I even put them into inventory, because that means it was a great buy. I just want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, like it, whatever. If you got to this point, thank you so much, and I will see you hopefully on Monday. Take care.